first panel kicks off right about now, and it's a panel that deals with creatives. We're talking about content. Now, if you're a part of what's happening in Jamaica and globally, you do know that content is what it's all about. And so YouTube's first panel today deals specifically with content. And we have 5 persons on the stage that, of course, are no strangers to your phones or your laptops or your tablets. Very first person I'd like to welcome to the stage is Juliet Bodley. Her name is Julie Mango. Round of applause, please. Next up, we have Meet the Mitchells. No applause? No. And then we have from Tomo TV, his name is Simon Tomlinson. Well, okay then. And also, we have 2 individuals that have been making us laugh all these years. Who? Absolutely, IT and Fancy Cat. I see I'm still alone on the stage, so I'm wondering where they are. Maybe they're over by the Pegasus? I don't know. People, you're over by the Pegasus. Julie, IT, I want to there. I don't understand, Tami.
Oh, sorry, it's my new wife. Sorry. Since we are now on Tami, take her. Good morning.
Good morning. And of course, from YouTube, we have Rachel Lewis, who will actually be hosting our very first panel. Rachel, where you at?
I'm right here.
Oh.
Hey, everybody. I love the mashup. My girl, Brittany Lewis. I'm Rachel Jackson.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my sis, so, I say her name. It's all good.
Thank you.
Hello, Kingston, Jamaica. How's everybody doing? Give me some energy. Good morning. Again, I am Rachel Jackson, and I am elated to be with you all on this day. I am an artist partnerships manager at YouTube and YouTube Music, and every day in my work, I have the pleasure of working directly with artists at every step of the way in their careers, from developing all the way up to Lil Baby. And their management, and I help them optimize their YouTube experience as well as make sure that they're monetizing at the highest rate, their drops that they put out, their music, their content is performing and promoted, all of the things, and I really, really love the work that I do. In addition to that, I'm able to work with teams that architect programs such as Future Insiders. And Future Insiders is where we connect information to our communities. Y'all say connecting information to our communities. Exactly. So without any further ado, I'd love to introduce our panel for today. So we're just gonna go down the line, introduce yourself, let us know what you do.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. No, man, that's
Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta wake it up just a little bit. We came from a long way.
Greetings, massive.
There we go.
I'm Juliet Bodley, more popularly known as Julie Mango, and I create funny skits on Instagram, and that's about it. And social media. And I'm really, really happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here too. And if you're happy to be here and you came in free, make some noise.
Yeah.
Wonderful. My name is IT, 3 letters ITY. And oftentimes when people say IT, there's a and there's another name that comes. But I'm a part of this door that you are looking at right now. We have done live stage shows, comedy, stand-up comedy, and television skits and sketches, and even a sitcom. And that's what I do. I make you laugh.
Love that.
Yeah, how you doing, Jamaica? How you doing? my name is Fancy Cat, and
This is gonna be fun. I can already tell.
I just want to say thank you all. It's a fire in there in the house, and I have to try it out. Good. Want everybody hear what master, so stop laugh. Yeah, as I was saying, my name is Fancy Cat. I was born and bred right here in Kingston, Jamaica. I'm an ICI, that mean I give trouble. I sell downtown.
Tami, take the mic,
I
Tami.
know, my turn.
Over to you, Tommy.
Hi, I am Tami Wayne Mitchell, and I always have a hard time introducing myself because I feel like I've done so many things, but started out in music, then moved to other things, and now I'm a vlogger, y'all.
A vlogger, y'all.
I'm a vlogger, y'all, which is so funny to say, but yes, we have transitioned into a whole new career because of YouTube, and it's been incredible. So I also have another half. You know, I never get introduced without him anymore. So over to you, Wayne.
Well, just like Tami, I started in music, and I'm now a YouTuber. There was a time in Jamaica where you couldn't say, what's your job? YouTuber. It kind of have a little bit of shame attached to it, but now I'm a proud YouTuber.
Hold up your head, baby. Hold up your head. Be
YouTuber
proud.
is
Chin
a
up,
real.
chin up.
It's a real job. It's a real job, and I'm happy I'm happy for what we have achieved so far on YouTube. I'm here on this panel today to not only share my journey, but to learn as well from all these other great creators. So yeah, that's it.
Don't look at me.
Too late.
Over to you, Sai.
I am Simon Tomlinson.
I know that's right. Support.
First and foremost, I'm nervous, so thank you guys. I am Simon Tomlinson from Tomo TV. I make internet videos with my mom primarily, so most people know me because of that. Big up Tanya West. I feel very loved right now. Yeah, again, I'm nervous. Thank you guys for coming, and I'm looking forward to learning as much as possible from everybody here.
Give our panel a warm welcome. I love the love. So by the time we got to Simon, everybody seems like we're warmed up. We're in the greatest place that we can be today. So I'm happy about that. We have so many examples of what it looks like and what it could be like to make money on the internet. So I want to jump straight into it. We'll start with the Mitchells. Okay. How did you know that making content was for you? It's a two-part question. How do you know, or how did you know it was for you? And how, when you started making money, how did you continue that? How did you build?
I'd love to take the first part of that question just because I was the one who forced him to do it. But the truth is that I used to live in England when I was like 14. I went to school there. And living away, I used to really want to find a way to be connected to Jamaica while I was away. And it was really hard because of the town that I lived in. It wasn't very diverse. I could never find anybody who was where I was from or anything. Fast forward to many years later, I was a recording artist and I lived in Atlanta. And I started to watch YouTube videos, mainly about like how to put on your makeup and all this stuff. Then I came across this thing called a vlog. And I'm talking, this is like 15 years ago, maybe? I don't even know. I can't do the math. And I started to watch what was a version of a reality show, but it wasn't scripted reality. And so I had this eye into other people's lives, and I was like, wow, this is so interesting. Then I saw people dating. This family, for example, they started dating, then they're getting married, then they have kids. Now the kids are growing up, and I feel like I'm invested in their lives a little bit. Now, I always love documenting, so I have videos of our life together before the kids, when we had children, and going on. So I always had this knack for creating what we call content now, but it was documenting our lives. And I thought to myself, man, it would be so cool if there was something like this in Jamaica, that while I was away, I thought that I could connect with home and see home, and for even people around us to not just connect in the diaspora, but in Jamaica to connect with what families look like, what relationships look like. And then I had to try and convince Wayne for about 8 years to do a vlog. And he said to me, oh yeah, chat about vlog. You just have vlog. What is a vlog? And a blog it name. I was like, no, it's a video log, like just trust me. And then I'm gonna say something that nobody ever says. Thank God COVID came. Because we were stuck at home. And I was like, how about that vlog? And I think Jamaica only just got to monetize a few years back.
So I knew, I mean, it wasn't an option to earn before that. And even so, I never in a million years thought it would be a job, like that we would show up for 3 times a week. And thus started the vlogging, and then people started to really connect with it and connect with us and our family and our story. And then I got $10, and I was like, wow, this is a start.
See, you got to start somewhere.
No, seriously though, when I always joke and say that, but it has become a real job in the sense that we show up for it, like I said, 3 times a week and more. And it has been an incredible journey, and one that we did not see coming. And I'm just really grateful. So yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I've been practicing.
I know that's right. That's a husband, y'all. Okay. I love that. So, Julie, on Instagram, there are so many creators. There's so much content. Don't you all make some noise if y'all feel like there's just so much content on Instagram, right? So when you started, how did you just kill the noise and decide to just bet on yourself and stay consistent?
You know, I didn't really plan to do any of that. I just existed. I just tried to have, the first video I did, it was just like a trial and error. I was still working my 9 to 5, my engineering job. And because I love the performing arts, I love to act, I've been doing it since from a year I'm in. The first video I put out, I realized, because at that time, I started in 2020, November 2020. When I put out the first video, I had like 500 followers on Instagram, and Sparky Baby Official took it and she posted it on her page, and I see more people start following, and I'm like, oh, so people want more content. So I say, all right, me put out some more. And really and truly, it kind of just happened. And I think it's because I was just being me, I was just being myself, the same goofy, hardly dressing up, doing, you know, just being my authentic self. So I didn't really plan to, quote unquote, kill the noise or anything like that. It's just that I put my best foot forward, and, you know, thank God it worked out.
No, that's very, very important. If you don't pick up anything that anyone is putting down today, make sure that you are very authentic in your content, because that will always set you apart. And every time you show up on social media, it won't ever feel like work, because you're not acting. You're literally being yourself. Fancy. That's right. That's right. So talk to us about content authenticity. And I also want to hear the story about how y'all two met and how you decided that you all were the dynamic duo that you are today.
Which one first?
You.
Oh, let's start with me first?
Yes, you first.
And content?
Content.
Jamaica. That's a content on its own. We don't need to look far when we live in Jamaica. You see, so many things. That's why our TV show was so funny, because a lot of the stuff them that we did on it, they were like right in front of you. So we create a lane where people can make fun of themselves and not feel a way about it. So when we pick it up and we start go about it, first I remember we did a show in Mumbai with Cedric the Entertainer. And we asked him about it, and he said, when you're going a thing like this, put in yourself. Go hard and make people cringe. Then when you go like a baby and say, my kids, get up and walk, man. So we put ourselves in it, and we rub the line. We don't go overboard where people say, no, sir, that can't work. You see, so we do it like that, and because it come out funny, we have a show.
Give us your side. Give us your side.
Wait, so I couldn't have said it any better. That's it. Said we got so much things to say right now. Listen, the thing is, as Fancy Cat said, you know, Jamaica is a place that feeds content. We were doing content before the word content became part of the vernacular now. You know, content. You know, what is content? You know, so we were doing that, and we never get immediate responses when we did it, because we have to put it out and probably walk the street. I hear somebody say, "Hey, I watched the show last night." You know. Luckily for Tami and Julie, you know, they can get comments to tell them. You know. Yeah. So the content that we did and have done is so useful and timeless to us now that we post that same content on our YouTube channel and get people watching it like they're seeing it for the very first time, which informs us about doing things that are timeless, not necessarily dated. So that's our experience with content. How did we meet? Did we ever meet? Because she asked a question, you know, I want to answer the question that she
No,
asked.
we grew up together.
We grew up together.
Yes.
Football was the place that really connected us. So from football, it became friendship. You know, and that was like our teenage years, you know.
Yeah.
I made the team because his brother was a coach. So his brother never wanted him on the team, so he picked me to play.
But comedy was buck up though.
Comedy was definitely an accident.
The
because
duo was buck up. Big
Claudia
time.
Pius, I must thank her every time we talk about this story because she was just doing a comedy show that featured my brother Blacker Ellis. And I went to visit him and we just started to talk about this opportunity. And we said, hey, Fancy Cat, we could have been open up for this.
Yeah, come just make the call and somehow they did an audition.
Yeah.
You know, at the time I made a DJ.
Yeah.
Imagine?
We were DJs, by the way.
DJ.
Yeah.
No, y'all did a little bit of everything. Y'all played football, y'all are family, y'all are DJs.
Yeah.
With a hustle.
Yeah.
So when we link up with IT now, we said, boy, we're going to link the lady, which is Claudia, as I said. And she said, let me hear, you know. I to start off. Oh, man,
Girl, you pass so they look good exam. Me have to give you a sicky. You no get wrong, but girl, you pass so they look good exam. Sicky.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So
I love
should
it.
they ever give me no chance to perform? She said, Tiki, no. Me try with Uno. Remember, I go solo, you know. And him go solo, but because him start off and me jumping on the man tune, I said, sticky. We became duo.
That's what happened to us.
That's right. What am I saying? I never knew it before, we and them.
No, but you see, I will talk about though. Team is very important. I'm here with some members of my team. Arvin Thompson is here, who's the video editor for all our shows. My wife is here also. Yes, my wife is here too. You know what I mean? And my daughter, who is videotaping this right now. Team is very important. We discovered that. So much that team bothers us sometimes because people see me alone and call me IT and Fancy Cat. Mm-hmm. By the way, let me tell you something. I came in here and I got an ID and it have on IT and Fancy Cat. You know what I mean? So my daughter was somewhere there and somebody pointed out and said, IT and Fancy Cat daughter, that you know. This can look good. So team, you know, we are part of this unique thing called a duo. Team is very important, and Tami and Wayne demonstrate that with family. I love it.
Love that. Simon, you shook the nervousness off. Can we talk?
I refer everything to Wayne.
I don't know anything about your life.
So talk to us about how you knew that content creation was for you. What was your defining moment?
Bold of you to assume that I knew. I didn't know.
And that's real. That's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
It started off by accident. So I consider myself to be very lucky when it comes to creating content and actually being here in general, because the things that I've created, the things that I've made, are things that are just real life that I've put on camera.
Right.
So the first video I had that kind of went crazy was the typical thing: you forget the chicken out the freezer. And
Oh dear.
yeah, no chicken out the freezer. I didn't clean the room. I didn't do anything. And mommy came home. Tanya came home. And I thought to myself, oh, I didn't do anything she told me to do. Wait, this could be a video. Let's make it a video. And then I woke up the next morning at 500,000 views. And I said, oh, this is something that can work. So let me keep on doing it. And then shortly after, probably a week after, a video hit 1 million views. And I said, wow, okay, so let me start. And again, I don't want to repeat it too many times, but thank God for COVID.
Right.
Because it kind of forced you into an environment where creating that content, it was the only way you could. And it's kind of funny because after COVID, and while I started going outside again, before COVID, I go outside, nobody knows who I am, it doesn't matter. The day after I go outside, everybody, oh, we know you from your videos. I'm like, oh, hi.
I'm Simon.
Okay, people know what's going on. So that's pretty much it's all by accident, and I'm thankful for it.
Got you. So after the accidental moment, when you started planning your content or thinking of other ideas, how did you land on other types of content after your viral moment?
I told Julia a while ago, bold of you to assume that I plan out my content. Everything.
And if you don't, that's what we need to hear.
Yeah, I don't plan very much. I mean, of course, now we're in a space where we are paid to create content and we have to think those things through. But when it comes to my own content, I really don't think it through. It happens in the moment, and I say, I could make that a video, and I do it, and that's it.
Right. Being spontaneous without planning your content is also planning your content in a reverse way.
Yeah.
It's also something like, if you're not a good planner, don't force it. And you are definitely an example of how you can be successful and just with going with the flow. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
So we're gonna pivot back to the Mitchells. You all have been OGs. I look at you all as OGs when it comes down to content, and you all have been sharing it for a very long time. So I'm sure you've seen the internet change a lot of different rules and regulations, and just the way that people receive and comment and share the content change along the way. So describe the landscape and how it's grown, and some of the similarities and differences between the past and present versions of you.
Well, back in 2005, when YouTube just came on the scene, I was a young budding artist trying to get my music videos out. So that was my original interaction with YouTube, pushing. It was like the major platform to get your music videos out. And I used to always think of the most creative ways to get, I mean, it was because of YouTube why I really put extra effort into getting the content right. And I did a video called Marshalltown, where it was like, I don't know if anybody out there remember Marshalltown.
Yes.
And it was like almost like a mini movie type of thing, where we did like me fighting myself, and people see me now in this stage of my content creation and think, I never know this side of you, but it has always been there. That part of me that thought I was an actor, thought I was a comedian like IT and Fancy Cat them, and you know, back then. Those times in YouTube, I think there was even limitations on how long your videos could actually be. It was like 10 minutes, the most. I'm showing my age now, but that's some real OG stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, now there's so many opportunities to monetize and make money on YouTube that weren't necessarily there before. And that was one of the reasons why I was very skeptical at going into YouTube, because I was like, yo, we can't even monetize, and this is just going to be a big waste of time for us to be documenting ourselves every day. And as Tami said, once I saw the first $10, I said, hold on. Then 10 can turn 20, and 20 can turn plenty.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
But I think also, sorry to cut you, but content opened up, like, so you didn't just have to do music anymore. And if you mean, we know, like, there's content around just about anything. And I think what's a great thing is that you can figure out what you want, what you like, who you are. And what's so beautiful is that now there's all this room to not be perfect. There's all this room to not get it right. Even with content planning, like I have another channel called Tami Tackles Everything, and it's kind of, I don't know what it is, but I'm going with the flow. And I didn't have a video for last Saturday. I could go live. And that was something that I was like, great, I can still show up for my audience and my community and do this. So there's all these ways that you can now show up, and all these different things you can do to create the content you want. So it really is massive, like what you can do. I do.
You have a point, because live wasn't a thing back in the day. Live developed as YouTube platform developed.
Yes,
and
that's
here we
true.
now have shorts. Shorts is another thing. And shorts is monetized now, y'all. So
It is. Get in
it's
there.
just another way to diversify the content and use the platform
As
to
it changes, yeah.
Nyama food.
For sure. Julie, I want to talk to you about paid collaborations. What was your first paid piece of content? What was the business behind that like? Just take us through there, and then if you learned anything along the way about being paid to create content, what advice would you give? So give us a story. This is a brief story time with Julie.
My first paid content was with Pelipack. Them pay me, I think I was $300 to post a video for them. And I'm saying, oh, am I going to do this? Because I don't want it to come off like a commercial. I want people, and if you know, sometimes when you go on my page, you don't know what is a commercial from what's a real skit unless you really pay attention to the caption, or if you look, you realize I have It's kind of obvious sometimes, because at the same time I don't want to trick people and say, hey, oh, she put, but so when I did that first commercial, I think that's how I came up with what I call a skit commercial. So it's a skit, and it is really it is tied into something that a Jamaican would usually do. So with the Pelipack is a delivery company, them I get free promo, Ray. So Pelipack is a delivery company. It's kind of like the Amazon for Jamaica. And I'm saying, what would two Jamaicans do? So all I did was just two ladies talking about how they want to bring down barrel or they want to bring down something. And somebody said, then making a go pan Pelipack, go do it, my girl. And so I did that. And then, it was successful. As a matter of fact, the thing with my followers, them not afraid to talk their mind. So them say, watch paid partnership, treason, watch money. And that's what I like about my followers. Like, you can't cool sometimes, like, not show me up so them way about, so what, and then from that, what I learned about paid partnerships is that the less commercially it feels, the more resonance it has with the audience, and it's not really about the product, it is about the Jamaican experience. So if I'm doing something for, say, Grace, or I'm doing something for a bank, what is the Jamaican experience with that product? And then I take it from that angle and then plug the product in. So it's from the experience to the product and not from the product to the experience.
Oh, that was poetic. Give it, we need some
Yeah, if I can jump in and support what you just said. Last year, an insurance company asked me to do some videos on Instagram for them, to talk about motor vehicle insurance coverage. My wife, I drive. My daughter goes to school and she met in an accident. Minor accident, car running at the back and thing. 2 days after that, she did at the gas station, somebody running at the car again. I said, no, I don't understand. What's happening here? I used those experiences, went on Instagram and said, people think so when them say, comedians, it's always a joke, But this is not a joke. I showed the accident and thing. And I said, but anyway, I'm assured that, I'm covered by the insurance company. And that is the most watched video I've posted. I'm going to say, hold on. So the point is, when the experience is real and relatable, they connect with it better than if I would come on and say, insure with this company, So I just want to support that point. Yes, the experience when it's you authentic.
Authenticity is key. Okay, so I want to keep it with you two. When you all put together your content, whether you plan or not, what is your creative process before you decide to film for the day?
First thing, IFC is we are stand-up comedians. So when we started off doing TV, it was most of what we do on stage. But as we go along after two years, we realized that we're going to need more. So one of the skits that really bust me, when people say, boy, the man is serious, was one that we did with Dodos.
Note, I didn't say that. Look, point the video camera over there.
Delete the part, delete. When Dodos got caught, the paper and everything, it run with it certain way. And every time them see me, it's like, you know your favor, Dodos, you know your favor. I'm going to say, listen, man, stop pushing. What wrong with you now? So it's like the TV show is supposed to come on here the Sunday. On the Saturday, I'm going to get a call. Cat, we're going to shoot the Dodos. I say, you sure? Yeah, man, link up around there, sir. And I tell you, when we put it to them, like, yo, Cat, I eat that. Everything done now. They're dead now. But somewhat become the comedy skit. We really send it off. So from there, people start watching it like regular.
I want to say quickly that authentic again. People believed and know and connected with us as comedians. We didn't even know how much until we do certain things. They know that we are joking, and they were relieved to have something for the perhaps first time in the country that could poke fun on some serious situation, and we were able to do that successfully. So it's because they believe say we are joke, why would they know what talk about it? and that is what makes what has made us who we are today. That we use regular situations, because right now I am here. A joke is here. Yeah. You understand what I mean? And it's coming.
Yeah, because I say two-person walk out, I say, John, they like the part of the thing boring.
There was somewhere I'm saying Jamaicans really treasure our national athletes. Our athletes, Jamaicans love to treasure our national athletes. Love to treasure our national athletes. But also discover that Jamaicans love our athletes' treasure.
Ouch.
And that's the thing about having comedians on stage, because you can never tell if they're serious or gonna run you straight into a joke. Simon, you called out COVID in terms of being, a silver lining or a blessing to you in terms of how you got your start. What was your COVID in-house starter pack? What technology did you have? What cameras did you have? What were you using? Was it just on your phone? Like, talk to us about what you used to pop your career off.
I started off with a very small camera. I think it was a small Sony camera. And I played table tennis professionally. So I was always recording matches and recording what I was doing when I was traveling. So I already had the camera and everything by the time COVID came around. And that's pretty much it. Just put it on the tripod and start going. It wasn't really... I tried to make it as simple as possible. So just camera, tripod. It's right there recording right now. So that's pretty much it.
I know that's
I did
right.
not give permission.
Hey, let's wait. Okay, we're gonna move down to the Mitchells again. Give us your technological progression. Like, what camera did you start with? Did you start with a phone? And then when you upgraded, what did that look like? And then what are you using
Show
now?
them what big camera.
So no.
Show them right now.
Let me show you my camera that I have here that I bought on Amazon.
I love it.
That's where we started. That's where we're
Authenticity.
at.
That's what we said.
No, but listen, we tried. We tried buying stuff. We have DJI this, we have drone this, we have drone that. But what the content that we create is so spontaneous, and we involve the kids. Bringing a camera into the play, I think, would take from the realness of the moment. And I couldn't run, go get the camera every time we went to the supermarket. You know what I'm saying? So we found a way to use our phones to just capture the moments as them unfold.
Not to mention, we'd have a very massive bicep. Because they're
Carrying the
big,
camera everywhere.
But, we were talking about upgrading recently for our other channels where we have a more sit-down, because I was just admiring your camera. But it just didn't work out to be practical for us. And that's something that I want to say to anybody who's making any content. Like, you have the best camera in your pocket. Like, just get started. That's it.
Yes, I heard you say facts, Julie. Did you start from your iPhone as well?
Yeah.
You're starting and continuing on your iPhone. So your iPhone completely. Y'all hear that? All you have to do is just start, and you can do it from your iPhone. I love that.
I have a
Or Android.
Samsung.
Or Android.
Oh, well, your
Or
iPhone
any phone,
and or
any
your
phone.
Samsung.
Any phone.
If your phone has a camera, you can do it. Right, edit everything out from the beginning. Okay, so let's talk about career progression, and I want to hear from everyone. So, Julie, we'll start with you. When you started, what are some key differences between who you were at the infancy stage of your career and who you are now? And how did you know it was time to innovate and change?
I mean, when I started out, I was really at a crossroads because I was doing engineering and I was doing something that I loved, which is the content creation. And so, of course, it was kind of scary because I am a 9-to-5 baby. My dad is a 9-to-5 man. He worked for those people who know Windalco. They used to name Alcan, so it's bauxite. Jamaica was bauxite, and if you're a bauxite picnic, you're set for life and pension. And so it's actually, 9-to-5 is actually a culture for me. My mother used to work at Jamaica Broilers Chicken, so that's a 9-to-5 again. And so my parents preached, go to work, save, pension, and nothing is wrong with that because the two of them have more money than me right now, right? And so I was at a crossroads, but then I had to make the decision that, okay, I need to do this full time. So when 1 and 2 things start coming now and look paid this and paid that, I had to make the decision. I had to pray about it and say, all right, do I leave my job and do this thing at 38? Because I don't like say me a young bud and I might need like insurance or me go to hospital or me go have insurance if I go to hospital if me don't have a 9-to-5.
Right.
It catch me one day. No. But So I had what I had to do, just I made that decision, and I started to do this full time. What I realized that the mental fortitude that it takes to be an entrepreneur is way more than a 9 to 5. A lot of people think that once you become an entrepreneur, you have all this free time and you're on the beach in Dubai. Dubai have beach, Mali, I went there, Bora Bora, them place there where me can't pronounce, different language, Italy and such delights. It's not, you work 24 hours a day. So I have grown in terms of the mental fortitude, and today it's a whole different industry. Because when you're a worker at a place, you don't go home with the problems on your head unless, you have a falling out with a coworker or stuff like that. And if you don't show up for 4 weeks, you still get paid and you still get your insurance. The insurance thing really hurt me. You still get your benefits, your pension, your this, your that. When you're an entrepreneur and you don't set your business and you're in the infantile stage of your business, if you don't have certain things in place and you don't show up for 4 days, dog nyam your supper. And I had to face that reality and just not be afraid of it and just become a whole lot more brave. And the person that I am now, me still half mad, me nah lego that. But I am less fearful, and I have a whole lot more faith in the process, and I am enjoying it a lot more. So that has been the progress for me.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Very interesting. I was working 9 to 5 as an accountant for a company that's in the business of entertainment and hospitality, headed by Christopher Blackwell, if you know that name. He's very, very, very instrumental in the popularity of Bob Marley. Right. So I work in the accounting department, but I was always doing performances, live while I did my 9 to 5. Interestingly, a couple of years into the company I was working, they did a movie. It was Dancehall Queen? No, it's Dancehall Queen, and then it was Third World Cup, which Fancy Cat acted in. So before Fancy Cat acted in that, I was doing the payroll that he was working on the site. Fancy Cat was working on the site.
Here we go.
I would be in the office doing the payroll, and he would be mixing the mortar and those things for Strawberry Hill and thing. Eventually, Fancy Cat was in front of the camera now, acting for the movie that the same company is producing, that I am working in the background doing the accounts kind of thing. So there was always a parallel happening until eventually I left the company, because I discovered while working 14 years as an accountant that I was a joker. So the joker now have allowed me to make joke money, and then I get it, joke money. So it was enough money to live a life as a joker. My brother Black always say, good jobs end with ER, like banker and teacher and doctor and lawyer, and joker is a good job. So we eventually started to do this full time, and I've done that for more than a decade. Decades, you know what I mean? 62? Matter of fact, Jamaica celebrated 60 years last year, and we have celebrated performing for 60 years last year too.
Congratulations, congratulations.
60
Yeah,
years.
give it up for that.
Just a congratulations.
That mat's not Matty.
So where are we right now? Right now, we are still performing as stand-ups. I mean, our last television outing was a show called Bigger Boss that was directed by Bentley Kyle Evans, who's going to be on the platform perhaps this Friday. He's famous for doing work with Jamie Foxx and Martin Lawrence. Then COVID came, and we paused for 2019, 2020, 2021, and started to put our skits and sketches on YouTube.
We did Laugh Online.
Thank you very much. We did Laugh Online for 2 years, both 2021 and 2022. And right now, we are busy performing live right now and eyeing the next project, and of course, keeping active. Right, Arvin, on YouTube, every Sunday a new video is posted, right? And Najali, they work together to make it happen. So that's what we're doing right now. Right, Fancy Cat?
Yes, bro. Oh, me no. Yeah. First, this construction site when I end up at work, I never know nothing about it. We do plumbing at school. And somehow I went up there to do plumbing, but them never have no plumbing job available. So the man said, you can't mix mortar? I say, yeah, man. He said, I walk with the man there. Me never know what name mortar. So me had was to run to our next bridge and I said, one name mortar. And them say, oh, that's when you mix the cement with the dirt. And I said, oh. And them have to mix it for me. I still couldn't mix it. So me had was after the first week, I said the money when we get $100. I said, are you sure? $100? No, man. Though them people I get too much toes and I get $100. So this is not me. He said, because I start work 2 days to pay a day. So I said, oh. So I stick around for 6 months and it never go no bigger. I never get $1,000. Never get $1,000 in a time. I said, I stop. Take for myself, and when I stop work, now them start do a thing, them cross the board. I get $2,000. My first big check when I stop work. Some of them take everything for joke. Some of them start get joke. Ton of comedian. And when we start do this stand-up thing, I know, remember, I had to use to do 2 songs. Him DJ, me DJ, and then we give a joke. 6 months in again, the lady said, no, come here. We don't have no more joke. The same joke every night. It's for 6 months. So that's when we start create. But as for YouTube, me try to do a YouTube channel, I tell you, Julie, is work. Yes. Tami Wayne is work. Me can't edit. So when me sit down and put up the camera and it drop, me have to start over. I put up all 2 of the same video, come and know. Yeah. I get a strike, say, I never even know it was a strike. Yeah, it's like you get a click.
You were getting in trouble.
Like it's like them strike, I would say, you can't put up the same video 2 times. You know, something like
I wonder if a YouTube strike.
I don't know, some strike. I never get $1 for the solo channel. Someone say, no, when the next video come out, God, that's there. So I forget, even look at you with the Dino, should I really dare to Dino tears because them really go hard. Yes. You see? When people come up to me and say, well, I found the thing, we follow and I do it, make feel good. But I need to like get a change from them.
Yes. Okay. We're going to have the Mitchells. We're going to move to the Mitchells. Talk to us about, because I'm sure after that we all forgot what the subject was. But talk to us about your career progression.
Yeah, so, you know, we're
still cutting up. Y'all
so I love what Julie said about the you know, you saw your parents have that 9 to 5 that, you know, I grew up with a father who was an entrepreneur. And so I always had this idea that I would be an entrepreneur too, you know, and I kind of did that with music. And then I shifted out of music and decided I wanted a 9 to 5 because I was like, you know, it's really hard being a creative. It's really hard living this kind of feast and famine like life. And I was like, no, I want a job actually. But I couldn't get a job because nobody would, my last day of school was high school, right? And I was about to go back to school. So I decided I'm going to open a salon and I'm going to start a whole new career. I want to say 1 year in, I did that for 4 years, I would Google at night how to run a business without staff. Because then the issue shifted and then I became an employer and that came with its own stress and struggle. And I took my work home every day and I was like, wait, this one is sick and that one can't come and this, blah, 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 blah. And I would literally be like, how am I going to find a job that I love that it kind of depends on me as well as showing up and I don't have to depend on so many people. And then this vlog came back to me. I was like, let me just try the vlog. Little did I know though that this vlog would become in many ways a 9 to 5, you know? So I say we do a video 3 times a week, but we are the camera people. I edit all the videos. I had to learn to edit like in no time.
Please give her a round of applause.
No, wait, nobody edit.
Give it to
him
her.
just said that him not edit and him need to learn to edit. So So every time I say edit, him want give me applause. You need to learn for edit. Keep the applause and encourage him to learn. But no, seriously, what that meant though was that we are working all the time. We are, deciding, what happens next. We're now developing our own channels on top of the Meet the Mitchells channels, as well as all the other things that we do. So I don't think that people give content creators that type of, they feel like we're just kind of like fairies floating around willy-nilly. Like we've had to put structure in this. It doesn't just make itself, whether you're working with a team to pull together these things, whether it's you or your team, it's a lot of work. And then you have to hear about it and what everybody thinks about it. And there's that side of it too, which is no joke. But that's been our progression. And now I feel us moving into even new parts of ourselves for our channels, like, with Wayne gonna be starting his kind of podcast channel and mine as well, and we'll see where it goes.
We love to hear it. Everybody point at Mr. Mitchell, say, learn to edit.
Learn to edit.
Learn to edit. We got to do what your wife
can
said.
do it.
We got to encourage you.
No, well, it's true, but I do give thanks for my hard-working editor. It would have been a nightmare for us to do what we do, create content like how we create it, and have to outsource editing. Because then now you'd have to wait for an editor for live film life, do what him doing, and then get your videos back to you. We couldn't be as consistent as we are right now.
And they couldn't cut out every time I say, Allah, stop it!
Yeah, but I mean, one of the most inspiring things, I'm going to pick up a little bit later because we don't have all day. But, I was in music, so I had this. I was a bad man, and then I became a husband and a God man. So,
Amen.
Not an editor.
What I realized was that Jamaica lacked good family structure and, for all to see, functional family. And also somebody who they know being vulnerable and authentic and real and true. And I was like, there is value in this new role that I'm playing. And to be honest, this is more fulfilling than music ever was for me, doing my vlog day to day and reaching out and touching the people who watch us, follow us, are inspired by us, motivated by us, and also motivate us. So my YouTube journey has been super, super fulfilling thus far.
We love to hear that. Simon, tell us about your career progression.
Okay, so this is my favorite question. I know I have an answer.
Oh, great! Yes.
It took me a while, but I'm here, right? So you start making content, and maybe you hadn't done it before, and you kind of want to do it, but you're not really sure where it can take you or how you can earn from it or what you can do. I think my story, the story of Tomo TV, is one that speaks to that specifically, because I had no intention of starting content. I had no intention of doing what I'm doing now. And I just did it. I started putting the videos out. It started going well. And the next thing is I see an email comes in. Do you want to audition for a radio show? Let's go! I said, radio show? I mean, I've never done radio. I've never done anything like that before. Okay, I'll try. And now I am on Zip 103 FM. And if you're wondering who's saying let's go, it's my co-worker, aka the one of the three kings. We're in the morning show.
Hey.
So it has led to me doing something I never thought I would be doing, that I'm enjoying a lot, because this energy is what you get all day with the two of us. And the addition of still making my own content for the page with mommy, with my entire family now, it has become something that I never thought it would have been, could have been, even should have been, but it is now exactly what it is. So.
Exactly, yes. And keep clapping. Show all the stories from the creators some love. I think that there are so many important themes and factors that everybody shared throughout our conversation. It's okay to be spontaneous. Planning isn't for everybody. And if it's not for you, just go with the flow. If you have a phone, Apple or Android, or either one, just start. It's okay to not know what tomorrow will bring, but as long as you are authentic in whatever you want to show, that is amazing. What are some more things? 9 to 5s can only help you sometimes. They give you structure, they give you balance, they give you mental fortitude, and they also can serve as an example of what the structure needs to be in your entrepreneurial lives. So many things. So again, I'm Rachel Jackson. This is our panel. Make some noise. Thank you all for your time and attention, and most importantly, thank you so much for being here and sharing our stories. So now we're gonna move over to Q&A. So if you have a question, just raise your hand. And Ahmed here, he is a part of our Black at YouTube family. He is going to bring you the mic.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, we don't bite, we just laugh and have fun. Y'all watched us for like 40 minutes. First question. Give us your name, where you're from.
My name is TJ. I'm from the States, but I live in Jamaica now.
Oh, where from the States, girl?
I lived everywhere, but most recently I was in Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta, hey!
Where?
I don't know how I knew that. I'm from the east side, though, zone 6.
I'm from the east side, too.
See, I just knew it. I mean, you know, just keep
Where,
that
though?
vibe.
Where exactly on the east side?
Oh, 2 blocks, well, not 2 blocks, 2 exits from Wesley Chapel. So I'm Kendall Road, Gresham Road. Yeah,
My
Tilson.
boyfriend was on Panola Road, but I stayed
Oh, okay,
from
yeah,
that
by
side.
Golden Glide. I know where it is. Yes, girl.
Anyway, question is for all of you guys. It's really about vulnerability, right? I'm managing an artist, and one thing that I think is super important when you're working with the general public is showing them your true selves. Can you talk to us about your process of going from as guarded as we are in daily interactions to being open and vulnerable with the entire world? Anybody?
Yeah, go ahead, Simon.
You know, it is such, I mean, it first has to be our desire to want to do that. And I feel like if it is, there is a nice gentle slope that you can take into vulnerability. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like this massive, like, drop-off point. I think over the last, I want to say 5 years, we've seen a lot of vulnerability, authenticity, all these words that are kind of like, you know, us right now, you know, we're kind of over it. But the truth is that it is so important that I think that we connect with each other. And I think anything that you feel strongly about or feel anything about, somebody else will too. So whether that starts with just a post or just you talking about it or just a hint of it, you can take a gentle step into that space. And I mean, I am a product of it, like you won't be sorry. I've never felt less alone in anything I'm going through because I can say it. And I remember even my Instagram taking a massive turn the day, I must have been having like a nervous breakdown. I'm not sure now when I look back at it. And I'd posted this morning when I was trying to drink coffee and I had one of my kids like having a massive breakdown, just screaming and crying, and I didn't know what to do. And I was filming something and he happened to be in it, and I was like, well, whatever. And it went in my stories. And I had never gotten so many mothers write to me saying, thank you for even sharing that you're going through that right now. Because I have somebody screaming at me right now, like, you know. And so even with the vlog, we have tried to keep it as much of ourselves as we can while still maintaining our privacy. Because something about vulnerability that nobody maybe says enough is that you have to process where you are first. It's hard to share while you're in the process, and so you have to know what you're willing to what you're willing to share and what you're not willing to share. We are on a vlog 3 times a week, and there's so much privacy that we maintain in our family, and people are like, no, but I know everything about you, and I'm like, you don't. Trust me, there's so much going on behind the scenes that we're still in process of. So I'd say share what you have processed, what you are comfortable to talk about, and it doesn't have to be a drop-off point. It is, in fact, a gentle slope, and you'll know what feels good to you to share about and what you want to hear feedback on.
Amazing, amazing.
Me first? The name, Fancy Cat, people look upon it like money. Not no gossip.
No, careful, anything he says is true, you know.
Yeah? No,
IT is money.
Well, you can't say it. May I make you know it? Because the reason is that we have code figure April for something I don't know about. A lady I sold me for $50 million. You see what I'm saying? We don't do well with even $5,000 right now. So when you see the name, don't look upon it like, oh, them rich. There's a lot of work I have put in on what we do. You see what I'm saying? Enough people that look upon me and them check say I'm young, man, 55.
Thought you were 60.
You see what I'm saying? Talk. Well, all right then, I true you're young. You have a 60 eye. You know, so when we're going to comedy, it was fun. I do it because I love it, but don't look on it like, oh, them rich. Put yourself into it, work yourself, and get where you can get all time. Please.
You know, talking about vulnerability is really being yourself irrespective of what people think and your authentic self too. That's why I connect with Wayne when we talk about father, because nobody could have seen my children on any public platform, Facebook, no. And if I try to put it up, I tell you, take that down fast. But I enter the space where I recognize that the roles that fathers need to play is not we tell them how to and teach them how to, but to live and model a life for them that is much more important. So as you live and model the life, I feel, Wade and I think Johnny was on a panel a couple of years ago as fathers, you know. They picked 4 fathers to celebrate father. Remember that time we did it with the company? And I said, whoa, it was difficult to find some fathers, you know. So I'm very passionate about that. So now, you watch my channel, you know about my wife, you know about my children, you know them because I enter that space, recognize it. Also, the spirituality factor, because I'm a man of God, and I talk about it every chance I get. You know, I know
Amen.
sometimes when I speak, it might don't meet the agreement, you know what I mean? But that's part of my vulnerability to be my authentic self, to just share that to the public. You know, I always say it everywhere I go, and I say it before the time done, know that God without man is still God. But man without God is vapor, nothing, zero, naught. So I try to live that. And when you live who you are, authentically, in the space, irrespective of what the responses are, people appreciate that you are being you. So that's my take. And the thing about hard work, Fancy Cat mentioned, is hard work. They talk about 95 to... I wear many hats. I'm in front of the camera, but I'm behind. I'm the executive producer. I'm producing. I'm managing the finances. Every single aspect of it. Sometimes I tell Fancy Cat, I just want to just be in front of the camera while all the work is being done, because, you know, Cat perhaps relax because his work is in front of the camera, you know. I have to sit in the office and plan on the budget meetings, meet the sponsors, discuss plan. It's a whole lot. Sometimes I have a take back and say, all right then, you know what I mean? So it's a lot, but it's real to us and we experience it, and I guess when we share it like this, it's cathartic, that's the word?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, ask me like I said.
You're the bright girl.
That's true. You said it right.
One of the things to recognize too is that vulnerability can make you very tired as a content creator. And I had to recognize that in order to preserve my meds. Because when you create the content, when we as creators create the content, and someone take up that phone and they look at it and they have a reaction, they either smile, they're either angry. We evoke emotions from persons. And what happens is that virtue comes out of us as creators, and content creators really need to be cognizant of this. This is why content creators are always tired. This is why we're always stressed, because virtue comes out of us every time when we post. Sometimes our posts get hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, and that's millions of energies that you're feeding. I'm a woman of God as well, but me not preaching and rete. But when Jesus was walking, and there was a lot of people around him, everybody did touch him. But the woman that was bleeding for 12 years, she touched him on the hem of his garment, and he said, "Who touched me?" The reason why he asked who touched me is because virtue came out of him. You understand? And so that's how it is with content creators. We have a lot of people pulling from us, pulling the energies from us. So vulnerability makes us very tired. And if you are a content creator in the audience right now, if you want to be one, you have to be cognizant of that fact so that you can maintain your mental health. And a lot of the time, this is why you see comedians you know, I don't mean to go there, but comedians taking their own lives. This is why you see content creators are so stressed and they're filled with so much agony. It's because they don't recognize that, hey, you are living the sort of life where virtue is being pulled from you, and so you have to regenerate yourself a lot of the time. So vulnerability is key, but just recognize the fact that it takes a lot from you. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Did you want to add to that, Simon? You can.
Very quickly. So to touch on what Julie just said, it's excellent to make yourself vulnerable because that's how people get your authenticity. That's how they know you are you. But you have to remember that you have to protect yourself as well. Because while you're being vulnerable, you're opening yourself up to a lot of reactions, a lot of opinions, a lot of talk. And if you're not able to handle that, if you're not able to internalize and then let it out after, it's hard to be vulnerable because all those things start playing in your mind. So while being vulnerable, still be careful because you have to protect yourself first of all. That's the only way you can continue to make whatever you want to make. So being vulnerable is great, but also be careful.
Yes, that was the cherry on top for that question. Next question, please.
Okay, hi everybody, I'm Stasia Alicia, but I have to start with this. Yo, this is the best ever.
Thanks for being here. She got notes. Take your time, sis. Oh, audio.
It's a true, true thing. Two hearts come together in a mutual thing. Keeping it together.
Hey.
Welcome to the family. This is that's our opening. What do you call that, montage?
You're the sugar to my tea. I love it. I love it. All right. Yeah, so I love it. I keep singing it
so
like in my house every day, and people are like, "Your name Mitchell?" Like, but yeah, my question is for everybody. I know it's a touchy question and persons may not want to answer, but for those who, because I think it helps persons who are aspiring to earn from YouTube to have an idea of what is the earning potential, right? So that's my question. 2 parts is give an average of a monthly earning, 1 part, and 2 tips to kind of a new YouTuber who have just monetized to kind of improve your earning, or so that you can know tips to earn, strategies that can increase your earning potential. I understand the authenticity and all of that, but some real practical tips and strategies that we can employ. For example, maybe posting 3 times a week, whatever, just some practical strategies.
Okay, so I'll start just from the back end of it because I work there.
Yeah.
So 1, we have a session on that at 3 p.m. So you see that guy right there, Adam? He'll tell you more about it. And then 2, I cannot wait for you all to share your perspectives. That's actually 1A. 2, just like anything else in the world, you get out what you put into it. So you really have to decide exactly who you are and how you want to show up. And after you know those 2 things, you just got to run the race. That's all for me. Julie, you want to go?
Real quickly, so don't just depend on the platform itself. It's good to have residual income from posting on YouTube, posting on Instagram, posting on Facebook. But you also have to, so the next thing is brand deals. And also you have to, don't try to make, the thing is, the more people trust you, the more they will buy whatever you're selling. So develop a brand of trust first. So see, if you write a book, people will buy your book. If you put out a course, people will buy your course. If anything that you put out, people will buy it. An average monthly income, that one they touchy bad. Tami, your turn.
You know, it really
I don't think anybody here wants
Let's
to
just
disclose
say,
what
all right,
they earn anywhere.
Let's just say, I can give you a ballpark, unless somebody else talk out their money, then me do mine too, but if somebody have experience.
No, I mean,
But I used to work as an engineer at a structural steel company in Missouri, and they build buildings like FedEx buildings and Costco buildings and stuff like that, and my income now is more than working as an engineer.
that's a beautiful way to answer that, Julie.
Very eloquent. Not a proposal.
Green card,
at the
green
table.
card. What we talk?
I like how you mentioned the multiplicity of the platforms, because that's important to note if you want to earn, and so you already get an answer. Multiply it, so multiple streams of income. And very importantly, when you talk about the brand value, because it's very important to recognize that perhaps most of the money you will earn is not via the YouTube payments per month. Because I can tell you, Flo pay Tami, I think $50 million each. US.
Lie.
US.
We are not Usain Bolt.
As an answer. No, I'm not saying that to highlight the fact that so when the brand becomes popular, the outside of that platform you can earn, and that is where the real money is when you multiply those different areas.
Yeah, and you know what's nice? On YouTube, there are lots of people who share about what they create, how much they earn. You can actually go on there and look, and they break it down for you, so it gives you a better idea. I'm not sure how it works different, if it works much differently for us in this region. I'm sure it does a little bit, but there's so many videos out there that you can actually see how it's done, how it's broken down, all that good stuff. But it takes time, you have to meet a certain criteria, which ensures that you're coming back to the platform, using it, building your audience, all of that stuff. So it's not an overnight thing for anybody. And even if you have a channel that grows quickly, you have to keep showing up. And I think that's the order of the day, consistency.
Tami, let me just say this quickly. Arvin is here, who is in charge. When the viewership for us Jamaicans are outside of Jamaica, it drives up more earnings.
Right.
If your viewership is localized and the majority of viewership is here, think about it in terms of the dollars. So try and attract viewership outside of Jamaica, and you will earn more money from the ad.
And I'll close us out with this because we're at time. If you do what you love every day, you'll never have to work a day in your life. So never go into something figuring out or trying to calculate, okay, how much money can I get from this? Because then your heart and your body and your soul and your good intention won't be in it. So as long as you put one foot forward and do something different every day that adds to you being authentic and adds to what you love, you'll be good. All right.
I'm going to give you one tip.
Oh, yeah.
One
Give a
tip.
tip.
And
Give
this
a
is a
tip.
practical tip for anybody who wants to create content, or especially like even YouTube as a platform. Don't sleep on a good thumbnail, right? A great thumbnail can make or break a video.
That's very true.
So there you go, right? Yeah, so that's
Another tip,
pro tip.
learn to edit.
And that is our show. Thank you all so much. Stick around. We have so many more things to share for the rest of the day.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And thank you.